Yo, so I was chilling at home today and I remembered that I picked up this product from Apple, but I didn't have a studio to film it in because my amazing new home that I've moved into is still not complete. So I'm in the garden today with this brand new MacBook Neo, which came out several months ago, but I decided to buy it because I can, and I decided to see if this thing can beat, well, it can't beat my $3,000 MacBook Pro, but if it can replace my $3,000 MacBook Pro. So while I'm in the garden today, today's video, I want to walk you guys around. I'm going to check out this laptop. You guys are going to come with me on my day-to-day life. I'm going to see if this thing can replace a $3,000 laptop. So yeah, that's the box. A typical white Apple box that looks nice, but it's probably made of old cardboard in China. And then in here we got the laptop itself. Okay, that's pretty nice. We're going to put that in the grass. Now, before I even get to the laptop, this is the thing that's been driving me mad. This laptop doesn't even come with a charger. It comes with a cable. Now, I heard that in the US and all these other countries, these guys get a charging brick, but I just get a charging cable, which is very frustrating. Now, the fact that I can afford a $3,000 laptop for my day-to-day use, that alone allows me to have a big fat charging brick. But for all the cheap people out there that can't afford this stuff, what are they supposed to do? You know, that's why you can't be a peasant. But anyways, that is the charger. This is the box. Now, we're going to leave all of this here because that's not important. This right here is the star of the show. This is the MacBook Neo. Now, this is powered by, for the tech people out there, an iPhone chip. It's got a few USB-C ports and it comes in this nice new green color. So first impressions, I'm actually pretty surprised because it feels quite expensive for being such a cheap laptop. But yeah, it is pretty nice actually. If I turn it on, got that nice piece of paper, which is also going to go on the floor. This thing, oh damn, this actually looks nice. One thing I've noticed is the Apple logo isn't very shiny. It's got this matte texture. I have a feeling Apple's trying to keep the price as low as possible, so they're trying to cut costs. Another thing, you know, this laptop doesn't have is a backlit keyboard. So the keyboard is literally just white, so there's no LEDs underneath. So when you're working in the dark, basically you can't use this thing, so yeah. But other than that, it's basically booted up. I'm gonna set this thing up if my office is empty now, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I use it in my day-to-day life and basically if this thing's worth it. So I've been using the MacBook Neo for about a day now. It's currently 11:57 in the morning. So I woke up a few hours ago and I thought, let me start using this laptop. And I'm in this office. It's a big mess right now. I'm still trying to build the whole setup, you know, with the monitor and everything. It's just really messy right now. In fact, there's a builder in the house that's putting up all the doors. And while he was putting up the doors, there was so much noise. So I couldn't even watch YouTube on this thing. In fact, look at this video right here. So you guys can see that even with all that noise, the speakers just aren't very strong on the MacBook Neo to essentially give you good audio compared to the MacBook Pro. In fact, the only speaker on this thing is this bottom firing little line at the bottom, which is pretty annoying. But so far, I do like the fact that it's really small. You know, compared to a 16-inch laptop, using this has way less screen real estate. But I don't know, I think it just feels nicer to use on the desk. Other than that, the only thing I've noticed is the screen quality not being as good and as bright and saturated as the Pro. But for now it's on, I think, 42%. So I haven't charged it since it's come out of the box, but I'm going to keep using it until it drains to zero, and then I'm going to charge it and see how long the battery properly lasts. But yeah, it's not been too bad for now. Alright, so obviously we're here at a hotel now. I wanted to come to like an outdoor kind of place to film just like how I use the laptop. So, you know, I want to basically check it out, try editing some videos on it. And yeah, I mean, this thing's bright. It's super bright in the sunlight. I also charged it up to 100% because, you know, I wanted to juice it up so that it can do all my tasks. But yeah, let's just see how it goes. Dude, what do you... Oh, you're still filming? Okay, fine. I was going to say, what did you think of that shot? But, you know, why does it matter now? We're just doing this all in one take. And the funny thing is, there's like a bunch of expensive cars there, which means there's a bunch of probably some wealthy people. And I'm this like cheapster walking in trying to basically review the cheapest laptop available right now. And the funny thing is, I'm giving this laptop back in 2 days. I'm not even keeping it. Got green on green. Okay, so we're in this nice moody environment. I originally got kicked out of the restaurant next door because I wanted some nice bright light coming on my face, but I didn't order any food there, which, you know, who's gonna pay money for food in a place like this? But I'm sitting here with the Neo, and my plan essentially is to edit the entire intro of this video on this laptop. Now, this is going to be a good test to see if this thing is powerful or not, because on my MacBook Pro, when I edit a video, what I do is I put a lot of color grading tools, a lot of transitions and effects, and what that does is it tends to make the timeline in Final Cut Pro lag out a little bit. But on here, I have downloaded Final Cut Pro, and I'm going to run the same test because the intro of this video is just some basic 4K cuts put together with some B-roll. So I'm going to do that now and see if this laptop is powerful enough just to handle some basic editing, some 4K footage from an iPhone. So let's do that now and see if this thing can handle everything that I throw at it. Alright, so we're like 20 minutes into editing. First couple things I've noticed is the food, because I'm starving, so I ordered some food. But more importantly, this laptop can't handle AirDrop. It keeps lagging out every time I AirDrop images and videos from my iPhone to this, so it could be because of the speed of the Wi-Fi, but I don't know. I'm gonna eat this food and I'm gonna keep editing and see if this thing's actually worth it, because right now it's lagging out a bit. So I'm back from my editing adventure outside, and honestly, using this laptop has been pretty interesting. So firstly, you guys aren't going to believe it, I took the intro of this video and I edited it on the Neo, and I then transferred it to my MacBook Pro. I then exported that video on both devices, and the MacBook Neo outperformed my $3,000 MacBook Pro. It exported the video faster. Now, that doesn't mean, for you guys thinking the Neo is more powerful than the Pro, it can edit crazy long 4K videos. It can't. It can, but it can't to the level that I'm editing. So a MacBook Pro will give you better sustained performance if you're putting a lot of layers on your timeline, a ton of transitions, you're color grading all your clips. This thing will start to lag out. But it is nice to see that obviously my MacBook Pro is 5 generations old. It's the M1 Pro from 2021. In the last 5 years or so, Apple has made chips more efficient for at least the codec that I'm exporting my video at. So what I'm trying to say in simple terms is, for someone that edits on their iPhone on CapCut for maybe Instagram or TikTok, if you get this laptop and you download that software, you're going to be able to have that same experience just on a bigger canvas. And this is powered by an iPhone chip at the end of the day. So there's only so much that it can take. So for those people, yeah, editing on this laptop would be good. But for people that do crazy edits, go for a Pro, obviously. Now, the main demographic for this laptop is students and young people. And honestly, this thing lacks even for that demographic. Because number one, basic things like the keyboard on this laptop is not backlit. So in the dark, when you're doing your assignments, I don't know how you're supposed to see the keys. I'm not even going to talk more about that. That's like the most basic thing that should be included. Also on the keyboard, Touch ID. You can only get Touch ID if you pay $100 extra for the 512 gig. Now say you want a 256 gig Mac, base model. You can't get Touch ID, which is again so annoying. Apple's just upselling you on purpose. No one's buying the 256 gig MacBook Neo now. And as a result of that, there are a few other areas Apple's cheapened out on, which makes a bit more sense, like the display. Now, I'll forgive them for the display because they're not going to put in the mini LED high HDR display that the MacBook Pro has. Obviously, next to the MacBook Pro, it's not going to be as bright, as saturated. The blacks aren't going to be as deep. The light will bleed through the black bits of the display when you're watching something. So for something as, you know, crazy as the display, it's fine. This is a cheaper laptop. I'm not going to expect them to have the craziest display, but what I would like is for it to have been a lot brighter, because people work outside now. They work in cafes, they work in the garden, you know, especially if you have a nice garden like this, I'm going to want to go outside. So if it was like 700 to 800 nits instead of 500, it would have been a lot better. But overall, it's not that big of a deal. Now, should you buy this laptop? I think you should not buy this laptop, because I ain't no peasant, so you can put this away from me. But if you have $700 in your pocket, I think buying this laptop is alright if you're going to get the base model, at least for a kid. I mean, it comes in green, so I don't see like myself using it. At least a green laptop isn't really made for adults, I think. But for your kids, for the people that have Chromebooks in schools, then yeah, maybe the base model is good. But then why would someone spend $100 extra for the Touch ID version when you can just buy a MacBook Air from last year on Amazon for $850? Last year's processor is going to be 1,000 times better than an iPhone chip in here. You're going to get Touch ID, a backlit keyboard, fast USB-C ports, a thin design, MagSafe. I can keep going. So as a result of that, I think the MacBook Air is still the best laptop to buy. This is okay. I mean, if you have kids and you really need to buy the bare minimum, you're not trying to spend more than, unfortunately, what was $600, $700 now because of Apple's price increases, then this is okay. Otherwise, I still recommend the MacBook Air. So MacBook Neo for me, it ain't really it. What is it is this Stanley water bottle. I thought I'd mention it because I like cool tech, and I picked this thing up and it keeps my water cold. And it's got my initials on it. So Stanley, if you're out there, sponsor this video because I'm trying to get rich. I'm trying to buy more thrones like this. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a bunch of desk setup videos, a room tour, and there's going to be a bunch of sick tech in there that you don't want to miss out on. So I'll see you guys in those videos.